God's help, I said in earlier videos that as things get more and more extreme in the world, this peace is going to appear more and more for what it is to you, which is miraculous. It's downright strange how peaceful everything is here. It's to a point of being absolutely impossible. If what I'm experiencing was going according to purely natural processes or existence, but it's not. This is Torah reality. And just as I've shown in earlier videos, that the forces of nature cannot perturb this peace. The forces of man can't either. Because at the end of the day, anybody who would try to disturb the peace that Torah creates is necessarily subject to natural law. So they can't disturb what's clearly supernatural. Woo! Woo-hoo! Yeah. And those who are capable of creating this kind of peace have no desire whatsoever to disturb it for anyone else or for themselves. So what I've been trying to show you is no matter what is going on, whether it's a flood or a fire or a tidal wave, nothing disturbs those who know how to make peace, which is what Torah learning is all about. Neither can human beings do it. And before this war broke out, I said to you that no one physically can interfere with my peace anymore. Just can't happen. Because we don't live in the same version of reality. Do you understand? If somebody were to try to set out as a result of what I'm saying now and say, I'm going to show that crazy old lady that she doesn't know what she's talking about, I'm going to go and I'm going to disturb her peace, I promise you something terrible would happen to that person along the way. The forces of nature would rise up against them and prevent them from harming me and protect me. And that is precisely what it is to become a reigning monarch. The house of David is the dynasty of monarchs who have attained the level of Torah knowledge on which they control the force of nature and are no longer subject to the force of nature. And everyone who is still subject to the force of nature is subject to them. This is true Torah. Yeshu couldn't do it. Clearly he couldn't do it. Because he wouldn't have resorted to his theatrics that winded up in absolute disaster. If he could do it, he would have had no reason to. He would have been able to prove to people watching him that he could create peace that nobody could destroy, and that would be less than enough. Wouldn't have to cause trauma in order to get his point across. And he wouldn't have to hurt himself, sacrifice himself. There are beautiful clouds there. In order to teach his lessons. Neither can the rabbis do this. But it can be done, and I'm showing you that it can be done Because what I want for you, Jews, Gentiles cannot do this unless they convert and begin to learn Torah correctly. But so long as they remain Gentiles, they cannot do this. They are subject to the laws of nature. So I'm talking to the Jews out there who are able to sit down and learn Torah and say to Hashem and to all of their holy ancestors who did attain that level, I'm ready to start learning sincerely. I'm ready to start learning in earnest. I'm willing to control myself to be able to handle that power wisely and well. This is the truth of Torah. The truth can always be demonstrated. I don't know if you realize what kind of insanity is raging just a few kilometers from here. We're very close to the northern border. We're very close to both Syria and Lebanon. And yet nothing disturbs my peace. They are not capable of doing it. No one is capable of doing it. When you get to that level, you've learned Torah correctly. Thank you for listening.